Up peeps, it's Phil back again with another video. This one I will be discussing the current state of the Akai and the new MPC products and what I think about them. First of all, I bought my Live 2, I would say back in 2021, but my first MPC was this MPC 500 from I would say June of 2020. And the guy who sold me this device didn't tell me that the CF card reader wasn't working, so I had to deal with that. However, I still kind of made it work. See all those old videos that I have on my channel explaining how to use song mode, how to do this, how to do that. It still worked until it started to break even more, and now I can't record out of the left input. I don't know, it's just a mess, very buggy. But I kept it for parts. And this year for my birthday, I bought another MPC 500 because I really missed the workflow on this device, even though it's a lot more limited than my Live 2. That being said, what do I think about the new MPC 2 line of products? I think they're great, honestly, in terms of someone coming from a specific beat making background, or they're not really, or maybe they come from somewhere like Ableton or FL Studio. I think they'll feel right at home with the workflow and how things are done. However, there's not much else of a difference other than chaining sequences like I was doing on the old MPC 500. And the differences they do bring has to do with the plug-in instruments, the sample packs that you get provided to you at a cost, of course. And I think they're pretty useful. For me, I used the Pad Thai Marco Polo pack, and I think I was using those drums for like so many of my beats of the first year I was making them. But then afterwards, I was listening to a lot of Griselda, and I was like, yo, but I really like the drum breaks and everything that they have on those tracks, or even like the minimal drums, kind of like that, and they would just add little textures, not like the boom bap in your face type of thing. So I stopped kind of using those kits as much, and I bought some online from the drumbroker.com because I was just looking into the producer credits of a lot of these tracks that I liked, and I saw that not only Derringer, but also the, what's his name again? Beat Butcher. Yeah, he would be produced on a lot of tracks, and he was selling sample packs. So, you know, um, the advice I would give to you guys is buy sample packs from people that are trustworthy and not just trying to make a buck out of you, but who actually produce good records and everything. Now, when it comes to EA Ski's argument of the sound's not there, it's not being, they don't put anything new within the products, or there's no converters. I I also agree with him, in a case where there isn't anything new in these line of products that from an existing user's perspective, that they would want to go out and invest into another MPC, because um, a lot of times they could just upgrade what they currently have, in terms of buying more sample packs, or the plug-in instruments that are all quite expensive, but they sound good, and I'm not complaining about that. But when it comes to mixing, it's a challenge in the device, and it took some time for me to really understand the levels and how to mix everything inside the MPC itself. I would say it's harder to push it than rather on the MPC 500. If I push like the sounds coming out a little bit more, it's not going to sound too distorted. Whereas on the new MPC devices, if you're breaching the red mark, then it's not going to sound that good, in my opinion. But yeah, it's just something to take into consideration when you're working on those new machines, is that it's going to take time for you to really feel comfortable with it and develop a workflow and everything, because unlike the old machines, they have a lot of extra content. I wouldn't say it's filler exactly, because for me, just because I don't use the looper function doesn't mean it's not useful for a guitar player or someone else. Or just because I don't use the CV and gates does not mean that it's not useful, or I should, it shouldn't be there in the first place. The people that have modular gear, I'm sure they love to use it as well. However, from my standpoint, the next flagship MPC product, I think we want to change, and not something that's requires necessarily a subscription service, but something that's kind of akin back to the MPC 2000 or the 2000 XL era, where you can expand your RAM if you want to. If you want a nicer outboard experience, then you know what, you could put in the 16 outs, or the 8 outs, sorry, and you can put in the other converters if you want for that specific sound. I think that would be cool, and I think that would serve a lot of problems to what people are talking about today and right now within the MPC community. My opinion is that you can make great music with the new devices, and you can make great music with the old devices. It's just that the challenges you face with these two versions are different. For one, when you're working with the MPC 500, you're going to be dealing with a lot of noise. So it's good to have noise plugins that would kind of mitigate the unwanted sound within your mix. But for the new ones, I would say it's hard to balance everything, and in terms of mixing. But you have to find what works best for you and what you're trying to bring. I think it sounds good. A lot of the beats that I show my friends, they're like, yo, this sounds dope. Or, sorry, excuse me, this sounds dope. But when it comes to, the devil's in the details, and we want everything to not just be sounding good, but banging, bumping, and like something that could be played for years to come. And so it's important to speak about things that or criticism for our favorite products and everything like that. So that's the only way that I believe will grow. So yeah, with that being said, hope y'all are having a beautiful day. I hope to be posting more soon, and if you like this video, please like it. If you want to see more of my content, subscribe to my channel, and yeah, more videos to come. So peace.